Hello, people of the internet. Back working on the Grand Cherokee. Time to get front suspension. Found a few problems that I wasn't aware of, and a few problems that I caused. Or I guess all the problems I found I caused. So that's fine. I wasn't aware of them, but I caused them. So a while back, I did a video on changing out the front sway bars, or sway bar to frame bushings, and I used some energy suspension ones. And I believe I made comment, I don't remember if I actually did or not, but I was thinking it, and I believe I made comment that you might want to use locking collars on the bushings because some people have had issues with the bushings walking out of brackets. So I did not use a locking collar, and I really hadn't checked it. I've been busy, I've been caught up with a bunch of other stuff, and I just haven't checked it. And I should have. I really should have. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and see if you guys can see it. I'll show you what happened, and then we'll get working on stuff. Okay, and get in here, hopefully with the light and whatnot. So you can see there's the bushing, there's the bracket. It walked out. Yes, I know, you can see my goofy spacers. It's what it is. Actually, everything was really tight in there when I tightened it down. The spacer actually kept the bushing in proper place to cinch down between the front. And I used the OEM. I used the OEM rear bracket section. That side stayed in place. There's not a problem down there. But because the bushing walked, it did allow a lot of flex here, and you can see the results of that. It ate the CV boot, and everything's all goopy and nasty and lovely. So that has to be fixed. That has to be addressed, and we'll back up and regroup. Evidently, my previous video, while everything worked in the short term, it did not hold in the long term. So those energy suspension bushings are not a good idea. It does look like there's a company called Siberian Bushings, I think, out of Canada. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the camera back around. Siberian Bushings out of Canada. They seem to have a good reputation, and they make a replacement polyurethane bushing, Super Pro. I've used them a lot with the Volvo stuff, BMWs years back. Super Pro makes a set. I'm probably going to order the Super Pro set just because I have personal experience with them, and not that I've heard anything bad about the Siberian ones. I've just had, I've actually used the other ones before, so I know in general, I've had good experience with the company. So yeah, that's where we're starting at, and we got to get everything torn down. I did look over the rear again, and it looks like there's a bit of camber out. I didn't measure anything, and I just wasn't going to do it on this. I've got a manual caster camber gauge, and I've got a manual toe set. I'm just not dealing with this unless I absolutely have to. I'll pay a shop. So yeah, that's where we are. Caused myself a little bit more headache. Probably go with different style than what I posted a video on, and yeah, we'll roll from there. Let's a lot of stuff to take apart, see if anything else breaks before I put in a new parts order, and yeah, hopefully it stays nice. Okay, and pretty much everything on the driver's side, left side, is out. I have not taken the upper control arm out yet. I need to look up. So you have to take the air box out so that you can get to the head of that bolt right there. And what I'm trying to do is see, or maybe it's the nut. Maybe it's the nut on it that you got to get to. I'm trying to figure out if that side is the same way or not. Because if that side's the same way, let's see. Yeah. See, there's the nut you got to be able to get to. Yeah. There's a whole lot of plastic globbity gloop that has to come out on that side to get to that. It's not bad. I've had this stuff out before. I had to take it out when I was doing the brake master cylinder. It's not horrible, but you know, the more you have to start taking out, the longer and deeper the job gets, the more stuff has the possibility of getting stepped on, broken, lost, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna figure out what I got to do there, and then come back. I'm hoping try to be able to get both sides done today, well, at least disassembled today, because I've got to order. Can't see. Oh well, I got to order parts. So let's get back to work. All right, so that rear arm bolt is not captive. You do have to get in there. What I did, I don't know if it's the correct way or not. This vacuum valve here usually sits right in this spot. Well, taking that out, that gave me plenty of room to get back there. Well, plenty is a relative term. I could snake my skinny ass arm back there and get a standard size or standard length 18 millimeter ratcheting wrench on the nut and get it broken free. The nuts on the inside of the engine bay area are an 18 millimeter head. Sorry, trying to get stuff out of the way. The head on the bolts in the actual suspension well and the wheel well, these are 15 millimeter head. And with the limiters on them, you only get like this much movement out of it. Don't try to stick anything in there and ugga-dugga it to death. You know, don't get your 18-foot long breaker bar and try to do it. I did try to use this to kind of snake down. It wasn't working. And flip the camera around. So, okay, ooh, that was bad. So, okay, the entire driver's side is done as far as stripping it down is concerned. I still got to get the old ball joint out. Be mindful when you're doing this job. The lower control arm, I'm looking at lower control arm. The lower control arm, the upper control arm, and the outer tie rod and the strut are side specific. So you don't want to confuse, you know, you don't want to put the left on the right and the right on the left. So when you get your parts, make sure that you mark the box, or if you get a printout sheet and it's got like, you know, lower control arm OICU 812 right. And then keep a sheet with you so that you don't get stuff confused, and lay stuff out properly, things of that nature. Just don't, you don't want to be putting stuff on the wrong way. I am going to go ahead and throw the upper control arm in on this side before I take a bit of a break, just because that bolt is such a pain in the butt. I'm just going to get it done. At least in. I'm probably not going. Well, I'm not gonna tighten it all the way yet. But I will get it snugged up and in there so that it's not such a pain in the butt when I have to go back into it. All right, I figured I'd show this. So these here, these three are the original strut, top strut plate nuts. They're that kind of press fit, free floating roller washer flange nut. This style flange nut is what came with the KYB struts. Now this is a locking flange nut. I generally prefer and will use these. However, I am going to reuse the old hardware strictly because in this strut plate you have one bolt back here that allows for forward and back. You can see the oblong goes front to rear of the vehicle. This hole is just oversized, so you can go 360 degrees directionally. This one is approximately the correct size. Now on this one, you get everything in. I'm going to try to line it up the best I can. It'll actually grab a good bit of the strut bucket. But like on this one, depending on how far you move it, it doesn't really get a good grip. And it's the same on the back one. My light's in the way. So in this particular instance, I'm going to reuse the old ones. Generally, like I say, generally speaking, I would not do that. You do you. I just don't like having, I would rather have the larger clamping surface area that this washer provides than the smaller one on the supplied locking flange nuts. It's dealer's choice on that one. So you do you, whatever makes you feel comfortable. What in the white trash hell is this bullshit? This is similar to what I pulled out of the other side when I did the brake master cylinder. But when I took the wheel liner off on the other side, it wasn't tucked in here. So I take the wheel liner off, and I see that trash bag sticking. Oh, where's my flashlight? Oh, I'm unprepared. We know this. All right. So I got this trash bag stuck right in here. And went all the way up to the top of the fender. I have my doubts that is like, you know, Chrysler installed. But hold on. So, I mean, I don't think that's Chrysler installed, but I did live through the era of early Kias and Hyundais where like the dashes were exploding because they were stuffed with old newspapers that when left out in the sun, they would off gas and pop the dashboard. So, I mean, just what the weird shit you find when you tear apart cars. and I'm calling it for this part of the video. I got to go order parts, and everything's as taken apart as I feel like taking it apart and going. It's starting to get hot. I'm sweating too much. Yeah, this is part-time work. This isn't a real job. This is do it till you don't feel like doing it no more work. Okay, so let's look at what I got. Oh, we got a good bit of the driver's side put back together. Tie rod replacement, strut assemblies in. This side I definitely have to order the CV shaft. I'm gonna talk to the wife. I'm probably gonna order both CV shafts, but I gotta do some measuring and some spline counting. There seem to be, I don't know, there seem to be a couple of them, and this is a 2-speed transfer case, so it is not the 1-speed transfer case. But yeah, everything's out on the passenger side except the upper control arm. We got CV shaft out, got tie rod out, strut assembly, weird bag of foam. So honestly, I was pulling that foam out the other side when I did the video on the master cylinder, and I figured a damn squirrel got in there and did it, but that's probably what it was, is one of those bags. That's some weird stuff. I don't really get it. Upper control arm's probably going to be a pain on this side because you got all this to work around. You can get in there. It's not, let's see, can I get the camera down into a point? I didn't bring the light. So you can kind of get in there. I don't know, 6 one, half dozen the other. That side's probably worse than this side overall. It's time for a break. So flipping the camera. I know I say flipping the camera a lot. I'm not sure. I've been on YouTube for, not proactively, not like making videos been on YouTube, but I've been using YouTube since it was brand new. Since it was the hip, cool, whiz bang, you know, that everybody had to be. And over the years, I've kind of noticed that a lot of people apologize for like jarring motions. You know, if anybody pulls a Sam Raimi in filming a video, you get a lot of apology about it. So that's the only reason I do it. I guess it feels like it ought to be just what's done, kind of like saying excuse me when you get a little too close or trying to get around somebody, you know, saying turn in the camera just seems the right way. All right, so that's my ramble for this video, because if I don't ramble in at least one video, you think I'm a android or something. But yeah, everybody get out, have fun, do something you like, go enjoy your day. Later.